Hi, welcome to this week's e-video resource with the Minnesota Association of Realtors. I'm Chris Galler. Today we're very fortunate to have Christine Berger with us. She's the Vice President of Political Affairs for the Association. She was our Chief Lobbyist a few years ago. Now she's just into politics, trying to make sure that the votes are right and that we have the right people in office to be successful as a Realtor organization. This year is a challenging year. I know you've heard a lot of things about the presidential race. Christine is going to express to you why it's important for you to think about state races and why it's important for you to get out and vote. So Christine, state races going on this year. Why don't you give us an overview of why the Realtors would care about that?
These state races are very important because the decisions that those elected officials make in St. Paul impact our business. I know everyone's really obsessed about Trump versus Clinton in the presidential election, but we really have a lot of items on the line at the state capitol in St. Paul. For example, a few years ago, a legislator proposed to affirmatively disclose if there was a wetland on the property. So not to the best of your knowledge, but affirmatively disclose, which would have required a wetland delineation on the property, even if you lived on the 23rd floor of a condo downtown Minneapolis. So these types of policies and decisions impact your business. So it's important that you vote, and it's important that you register to vote. And this is another nice opportunity to reach out to your client too. Sure. You can reach out to your client and say, hey, you moved this year. Have you checked your voter registration? Have you registered to vote? And you can do that easily by going to mnvotes.org, mnvotes.org, where you can check your own voter registration, have your clients check on theirs, and they can sign up to vote there too. And there's also early voting this year as well. No excuse absentee voting. So voting is really easy, and I encourage everyone to do it because of the impact it has on your business.
And you work a lot with trying to get people elected, interviewing and talking with members throughout the state, legislative members or candidates, to find out their positions on that. And as a prior lobbyist, and you're kind of still a lobbyist, you're still registered and do that kind of stuff. Beyond that issue, because I remember that issue, and you and I remember going in and talking to that legislator and pointing out things that are wrong. It's those kinds of issues that a lot of members don't understand that we work on, which it doesn't affect them every day when they do a transaction because we often have been able to stop it. Why don't you explain why it's important for members to not only vote, but find out what a candidate's position are on mortgage interest deduction, property tax deduction, those kinds of issues?
It's important to be an informed electorate. We really need to look into what is your candidate's position on retaining and protecting the mortgage interest deduction. You don't want to vote for somebody, hopefully you don't want to vote for somebody who wants to abolish home ownership tax incentives, right? That's just the wrong direction for our business and for our industry. So it's important to reach out to them. They don't bite, they put on their pants one leg at a time, just like the rest of us. And it's important to reach out to them and say, hey, I'm a realtor and I'm going to be voting, I'm a constituent. What are your issues on property rights? What are your issues on home ownership? And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the association and we'll be happy to help you make those connections.
Terrific. And Christine is one of the most connected people you've ever seen. She has a fortune to travel, to go to different conferences and things, and almost every time she goes somewhere she'll say, you can't believe who I saw at the airport. You can't believe who I saw in this town or that town. So she does wonderful work for the association. That's it for this week's e-video resource. Thank you for joining us.